really making you watch, even though I'm offering. Whoa! Remember how I talked about before how I won't be paying much attention when I'm doing this kind of things? I could accidentally spleef myself. That's what I was talking about. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Monotonous Minecraft, episode 16? I'm pretty sure 16. I kind of got lost. I got ahead of myself, and now I'm caught up, and now I remember which direction I am. So it's 16, 17-ish. I know that 15... I'm almost certain it's 16. 16. Let's think it's 16. Anyway, so we just finished up our rather large set of builds, which we can see there in the distance. So I thought this week we'd take a break and we'd just start tearing down a little bit of this mountain over here. Now this is a lot of sand and dirt and everything else. And yeah, I could go down to the bottom and use torches and break out the towers of sand at once, which I have been doing here and there. But I thought for this it'd be just a nice leisurely break. Get it? Break? Because I'm breaking stuff. Anyway, one of the things I did off camera, thankfully, whoops, see, I prepared for that break, was try to do some more testing to get the water flowing down on our pumpkin melon farm way over there, which, thanks to the randomness of the water mechanics in this version, I wiped out almost all my redstone down there. And I put it back up like I thought it was working, but now only the bottom layer is actually are the pistons working. So at some point I gotta go figure out what I did there. I do have water at the top flowing down, and I did get rid of. I'm trying to explain it. So it was originally it was a big pipe of water from the top to the bottom. In the old versions with water mechanics, everything flowed down and it would just push down with it, and so it was cooled and then it got pushed down and then over to the side into our hopper. Well, with the update to whatever the heck it is on PS4, which we'll just call it Aquatic Update because it's TU, I don't know. Most of the Minecrafters I watch on YouTube are on Java? Yeah, Java, and so they just talk about like 1.13. So it's Aquatic Edition anyway. Aquatic Update, I mean. Well, it broke the water, so stuff floated to the top, and so then I had to fix it, and then I tried putting, whatchamacallit, what's that stuff down? I can't remember, magma, that draws the water down. Well, the problem is it drew everything down and just locked it in place. So then I saw something on one of Mumbo's Hermit Crafts where he was putting a block of water. Let's say it dropped this block here in the middle. That's where the water comes down, and we want it to shoot out over there. So he was putting one block of water here that would flow through and it would push everything through. Now I swear the way I saw it on the video, he had magma down there drawing it down and then water pushing it forward. Well, that wasn't working for me. The magma was still just drawing it down too far. Okay, I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing from the bottom. He's doing his weird howl thing. He has been fixed, so I don't know why he does this, but it's really annoying. And if you can't hear it, then all you hear me is talking about it, and I sound insane. Either way. Okay, enough for the cat interruptions. Okay, well, in fact, you know what? Speaking of animals, I couldn't even record. I had to wait like 5 minutes because my dog was drinking water right next to where I record, and it was so loud. One of my son's early videos, we actually called it like slurp, because you could hear her just slurping her water up, and so I had to wait for her to be finished. And I thought she got finished, almost hit the button to record, and she started up again, so good thing I waited. Alright, anyway, enough of the interruptions for the animal interruption first. What I ended up doing was removing the magma block from the bottom, just putting dirt back, but leaving that spot in the back to push it forward. And then I went to the top and I dropped the water, and somehow I got the angle wrong or whatever, because I really don't know how the water works in Aquatic Update apparently. I know they're directional, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing. So somehow I managed to get it to pour over the entire thing on the outside. Washed away torches, redstone. I picked up everything I could. I don't know if I found something. It looked like at some point it duplicated some redstone, so I'm guessing that's what that means. I missed it from somewhere. Washed away a lot of my plants, so I had to replant. And then, I don't know, right now what it's staying in is it has the extended water, but it also has, as far as the horizontal, so it's got the one flowing down, and it's got the one coming from the center of it, flowing straight down from the top, and it seems to be flowing. But like I said, since I've got the redstone all messed up so that only the bottom is working, I've got melons and pumpkins at the top just waiting to be harvested, so I have to figure out what's going on there. Let's see, what else did I do? Mostly, like I said in the last video, you know, I'm trying to stop doing all the cool stuff while I'm not recording, so I've been doing a lot of flattening. Also, I went to the third village. I don't remember which village it was. Whatever the third village was, I think down in the southwest. And built the cheater village breeder there too. You know, the blocks and the doors. And got at least one bread. Oh wait, no. I don't think I bred one before I left. So I got that just in place. I think my next project is going to be that. How far do I want to go out here? Let's just stick to this side, shall we? Let's shall. I think the next project is going to be the XP farm using the skeleton spawner, because I realized, you know, I've been playing on my Vita world, as you know, I keep bringing it up, for probably over a year now with mending tools and armor and stuff, and boy, you get used to that kind of thing, those kind of things. And while I could just, you know, drop in the nether and harvest quartz, or I could find there's coal everywhere around here, use that for some XP, or even go hunting for a little bit. Honestly, it'd just be easier to have an XP farm set up. So what we're going to do for that, and you know, I'll go into more detail when I actually do it, but basically we're going to go to the spot where I found it. We're going to find what chunk it's in using the there's a online slime chunk finder, which also is handy because it finds them for all versions, including the console versions, but it also includes lines where all the chunks are to begin with, so we know where they are. Because I don't know, it should be easy enough to figure out. The thing of it is that it's 0, 0, since it's a zero-based system. Like, what does line 0 go for? Is it 0 to 15 as a chunk? Well, what about the negatives? Is it negative 16 to negative 1? Is that a chunk? I mean, I don't know these things. So I just look at the lines and I figure it out there instead of trying to do math. Because it's out in the middle. It's out down by the southwest. Wait. Is that where it is? You know, I picture it down there. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, we're going to find where that chunk is, and we're going to dig down. We're going to hollow out that chunk all the way down to the bottom, down below the spawner and everything. And we're going to build a spawn farm, which is based on Casper's MC's old spawner farm, with a bit of an adjustment I had to make with Update Aquatic for the water. It wasn't that bad. It's basically, instead of doing the old water tower with, you know, alternating blocks of water inside, or source blocks and signs, we just throw essentially an up elevator like we did here. We put the soul stand underneath it and just a big column of water, and they'll just flow up. Maybe a little bit of adjustment at the top, but I got it figured out right away once we switched over and I realized my spawn farm my XP farm wasn't working on my Vita world. So that's, I mean, I don't have it memorized. I've kind of got the idea. Anyway, the planning has been done, and the planning is really an important part. But the first part is to be digging out that entire chunk. I think I mentioned it before, because the way that Minecraft works, at least in other versions, and I have to assume it's a similar way on console, is that when it's checking for when to spawn marms, I cannot say mobs. Was checking when to spawn mobs. Oh, by the way, I've got it on peaceful now. I did a lot of AFK fishing. I've got a 2.5 stacks, I think, maybe almost 3 stacks of gunpowder, so we're well on our way there. I did find that the phantoms will spawn underneath our platform, even though it's lit up on the ground, because remember they spawn in the sky. I got attacked when I was looking at one of the chests, so I have to figure out a way to maybe light up there. Anyway, peaceful spawns. Oh yeah, chunks. So the way that Minecraft checks the chunks to see if it needs to spawn something or it can spawn something there is from the bottom up. And what the bottom up means is from the base level. So, you know, level 0, and remember bedrock is levels 1 through 5, with broken up at the top. From down there all the way up until the uppermost, I can't think of the word, non-transparent, whatever that is. Oh, no, almost had it. Anyway, to the uppermost non-transparent block. And it checks out last, and then it starts to cycle over again. So if you remove the entire chunk all the way up to the sky above it and have no non-transparent blocks above it, it'll cycle quicker, and so the mobs with a spawner will spawn even that much quicker. And it seems to go in waves. I don't know. There has been some differences between like the Vita and the consoles I've seen with spawn rates. So we'll see if we get the same or better as I'm used to. I'm using a zombie spawner on the Vita world, and we've got a skeleton spawner here, so there'll be some differences with like drops and stuff, but that's okay. Arrows will become in handy. Bone meal probably, because what I want to do when we do the guardian farm is actually bone meal a lot of the ocean ground around it, so it's something nice to look at. Plus, you know, just in case. Maybe we want to dye a bunch of stuff white. Probably not. So anyway, yeah, I think the next thing will be is digging that out. And even though I'm making you, well, I'm not really making you watch. Even though I'm offering, whoa! Remember how I talked about before how I won't be paying much attention when I'm doing this kind of things? I could accidentally spleef myself. That's what I was talking about. Okay, well, glad I didn't catch myself up that time. Anyway, what was I saying there? Holy cow. Oh, yeah, even though I'm offering another of these lovely mining sessions, this time, mostly I think next time will be digging out off camera. Pretty much I plan on going out to that tool maker that has the oh, which one is it? Yeah, the efficiency 3, breaking 3 pickaxes. Trading our surplus of emeralds for a few of those. Getting a few shovels set up and just going to town. Digging straight down. Well, not straight down. Okay, it's a 16 by 16 square. So we'll be digging a lot around it. And I think what I'm going to do is cover it up with glass. And then put another water elevator up and down in the chunk next to it, so we're not messing up our spawn rates. How did I do this before? Just kind of random. Okay, well, whatever. So yeah, that should be good. And then once we have the XP farm, excuse me, up, we'll. Now I'm afraid to be on sand again. Here, let's do it from far away. So let's do it from dirt. Once we have the XP farm ready to go, we'll be in better position, and I'll do some serious AFK fish farming, or AFK fishing. What, fish farming, really? I guess technically. To get our enchanted books, because as I've mentioned before, enchantment tables are okay, but quite frankly, you get everything you need with the fish farm, so why not use it? I've already got my bow here. This is, you can see what's on here. Yes, it's firepower. Firepower. I have another one that has infinity instead of mending 2. And that'll be for things like when I finally go to the end for the first time ever, which I'm scared about, and it'll be months from now. Infinity bow then will be a lot more important than, oh man, I'm almost out of shovel, than the infinity now. I only bought 1 shovel. Why didn't I think about that? So I've already got some of my, well, we've talked about it before with my other fishing rod with the other fishing, that for that I just pull out good rods, and if I need to I merge them together, and I've got my fishing rod has everything I need on it. Let's see. Yeah, see, luck of the sea 3, mending 1 and lure 3, with unbreaking 3 just for funsies. So when the thing of it is, though, when we get the EXP farm actually up and running so we can actually do some serious mending, that's when I'll worry about building out my pickaxe and shovel and regular axe and sword with what I want, and also on my armor. And I do it a little bit differently than other people do, especially this sword. I was watching something recently. In fact, I think I commented on it, and I don't remember whose video it was. The idea of fire aspect on a sword. Fire aspect versus knockback. And I've broken everything. Let's go over here with our pickaxe. Now what I like on my sword is knockback. There are a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't like him, and it seems to be the preference is not to have that. But the thing of it is with knockback, what was one of the reasons I saw against it? If you're battling a mob like a skeleton, it pushes back and therefore puts you back in range of their bow. I hunt skeletons and pretty much other mobs with my bow. I use my sword for looting on farms. Or if I'm about to, if I've hit a creeper with my bow and it doesn't burn to death already with the fire on that, I hit it with my sword just to kill it and hopefully get extra drops. The flip side of that is if you've got fire, we'll just start using this for a while. If you've got fire on your sword, and once I want to say IBX Toy Cat mentioned this in a video years ago, just because that's the kind of video he does. If you've got fire on a sword and you hit, let's say, a zombie, and then they keep attacking you, they'll set you on fire. And it has happened. So yeah, keep your fire off your sword. It's just dumb. I've set myself on fire with a fire aspect on the bow, and that's a ranged weapon. So knockback for swords. Attack your mobs mostly with your bow. It's not that difficult. And if you're on the PC version especially, you've got no excuse because you got, your numbered hotlink, so it's really easy. I've got to flip to different things, or different buttons on my controller and everything to flip it back and forth properly. You can mouse scroll or just hit a number. So my advice to everyone is forget fire on the sword and put knockback instead. Okay, so it's lightening up here, which means our 20 minutes is about up. That's what my target was. Plus, I've got way too much junk in my inventory now. Yeah, so you can see how, look how much stuff I'm growing. It's because none of it's breaking. And I almost have full carts of sugarcane, which I absolutely don't need, so it'll be time to dump those in here soon. What else? I think I've got, do I have any? No, I got sand and dirt because that's all I was doing before I ran out of space. Yeah, I've been collecting dirt here because there's dirt everywhere, and I realized for the most part the dirt I'll be using to flatten, well, oh my gosh, I've already filled this up. A lot of sand. For the most part, the dirt I'll be using to flatten will be, did I put that in there? I did. Near the water. Like, the water all has mountains near the edge of it, and so we'll just flatten those out and use what dirt there. And if we need any backup dirt, we got it here. One of the other things that happened off screen, and my son was not impressed with this at all, even though I like it, is I was standing around here after I had slept, I think, because the mobs are still on, and I was just watching all of the slimes come into my slime trap. So as you see, one of the things I did was I flattened the mountain around here, started working on this space a little bit, and there was see, that's a good number of slimes, and there was a skeleton over there by the slimes, and so I was seriously, I was way over here-ish somewhere. And I saw it, and I took my bow out, and I was like, let me see if I can nail this sucker. And I was like, wing! And it went farther than that because I pulled it back all the way. Hit it, killed it, and hit the trophy for the duel for hitting a skeleton from more than 50 meters away. I'm trying to get most of the trophies, if not all of them, and I've gotten that one on the Vita before, but it's just nice to be able to get it right away from a safe distance without being attacked at all. So yeah, I mean this was an island. That's not a peninsula. This little island had some trees on it, and I took down all the trees here and all I really hate taking down trees. There's one forest over there. You can see it in the distance, and it's big enough where it's going to be a pain. Not that these tall mountains of everything is not a pain, but forest especially if you got mobs turned on, they sneak in, they can spawn into these stupid dark woods. I've had turtles showing up on like all my beaches now, and I haven't even set up a turtle farm yet. Anyway, so that was some of the stuff that you've missed because I wasn't filming while I was doing cool stuff. Sorry. I'm going to figure out how to fix this. So I got this. Here's the thing. There must be some... I'll have to check back. If there was any redstone on any of these layers, it got washed off. And I bet there was. I bet that's how it tracked up. So you saw that? It only did the bottom ones. Which it doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, I've got 19 pumpkins in here. And this thing is almost full. So when this thing fills out, when this is full, I'll just go ahead and turn this off, and we'll just go about our daily business. You know, just flip that off so that stops working, and it'll just grow, and it'll fill in, and we'll be cool. Anyway, I think that's about it, like I've already said. So, let's see if we get the glamour shot. No, because it's really hard to walk. Then down. There we go. Look at that mob farm. So this has been Fred with Monotonous Minecraft, and once again, episode 16, I think? It doesn't matter. I'll talk to everyone later. Oops, I dug out a block. Bye.